Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Thunder Today YouTube channel. I am your host, Dylan Hibbard, and in today's video, we're going to go over some more ESPN writers stuff that's been coming out. We'll talk about how they feel about the Thunder and kind of our thoughts on it in general. We'll also talk about Jalen Williams and kind of where he ranks in the league, whether it's top 20, whatever it might be. We'll kind of dive into that. And then we'll talk about Westbrook still not being signed to a team and it looking more and more likely that it could be a return back to OKC where the Thunder just kind of pick him up on a minimum and we just kind of let Westbrook back in OKC. And then at the end, we'll kind of go over the week in review at the end, like always on our Friday episodes. But first off, we're talking about the new ESPN surveys that have come out talking about the NBA season, just about who they might think will win the championship, stuff like that, who they think will win the Western Conference, Eastern Conference, and stuff like that. And ESPN writers seem pretty split on the Thunder right now, and a lot of them, at least a little bit under half, still believe that the Thunder aren't going to repeat as champions. I think 26 writers that were in this, 11 of them said that the Thunder will repeat as champions, and 15 of them have said that they do not think the Thunder will go back-to-back, and we're going to continue to have that parity in the league where we haven't had the back-to-back champs since 2017 and 2018. And it's just kind of funny to see how split all these ESPN writers are, because you look around at certain writers in certain ESPN blogs and they're like, the Thunder's the greatest team ever, they're going to go back-to-back, all of that. And a lot of them think that we can still win the West and go win back-to-back championships, and we have the best chance of doing it since the 17-18 season because of how young we are, and we're able to keep every single person on our roster from the last championship run that actually played high valuable minutes. So to see that there's a lot of ESPN writers just kind of split on it is kind of funny. Some of them, it doesn't say whether they think the Thunder or how far the Thunder will make or what might cause them to lose, whether it's a team in the West or whatever, but more than half of them believe that the Thunder aren't going to repeat as champions and we're just going to continue to have parity in the league. So I'm just interested to kind of hear what your guys' thoughts on that. Do you guys feel like ESPN's disrespecting us, or do you feel like they have the right to say that because it hasn't happened in nearly a decade now of back-to-back champions? And for the Thunder, I mean, you're running into teams in the West that will continue to go after you every single night, with the Nuggets and Rockets at the top of that list, those being the two teams that the Thunder will have to fight for throughout the Western Conference all year. And to be able to start out opening night against one of those two teams in the Houston Rockets, it's going to show us a lot from the beginning of the season how the Thunder approach this, whether they are more relaxed and just kind of flow of the motion things, or they're going to stay locked in and be like, we need to go back-to-back. Let's be the team that actually does that. So you guys will have to let me know down below, how confident are you of the Thunder repeating, or do you think we're going to run into trouble with a team like the Nuggets or the Rockets or maybe the Lakers, somebody like that? You guys will have to let me know down that below. But we'll transition now into talking more about Jalen Williams and how just underrated he is. I mean, we talk about him a lot on this channel, obviously, and we talk about a lot about the 40-point performance in Game 5 and how clutch that was. But in the general consensus of the league, there's still just, it feels like people don't really truly know how great Jalen Williams has been, especially last year and throughout these playoffs. So many people last year were like, Jalen Williams will not be able to be a second option on a championship team. They saw the previous year against the Mavericks where he struggled in that second round series, and they're like, yeah, we can't rely on Jalen Williams to take the Thunder to the championship as a second option. And he goes out there and just proves everybody wrong. And now that kind of brings you into the discussion of how high would you rank Jalen Williams in the league right now? And this is going into next year, so you're going to not rank guys like Tatum and Halliburton because they're not going to play at all next year. We all know that those two are obviously better than J-Dub, but taking those guys out, where would you place J-Dub? And for some people, I've seen it all around, some people are crazy and they're like, he's barely top 30 and all that. And then you have other guys who are like, he's borderline top 10. I feel he's somewhere in that 15 to 22 range, in my opinion. I think you look at guys like Jimmy Butler, Jalen Brown, Devin Booker, those type of like area guys, Karl Anthony Towns, you might slot in there as well. I think Jalen Williams is without a doubt in that group with those guys. I mean, you look at Karl Anthony Towns, the second option on the Knicks. He's out there averaging 22, 12 a night, where J-Dub is over here averaging 25 and 5, and he's been able to put up masterful performances in the NBA Finals already at such a young age. And I think you kind of have to slot him. I'm not sure if you would necessarily say he's a top 15 player already in the league, but I feel like without a doubt you have to have at least have him in the top 20, just what he's been able to do with the Thunder, how he's continuously gotten better every single year, it feels like. And we're going to see how he responds to it, because now people know just how good he's going to be, and they're going to be a bit more focused on him in this upcoming season. So for me, I just feel like Jalen Williams is somewhere in that 15 to 22 range. I would probably slot him. I don't know my exact list right now. If you guys want to see like maybe a top 25 players in the league list, let me know down below. But I would have him somewhere around that 17, 18, 19 range in there, depending on who I would have put that list together, who I would have that there. But I just feel like he's not getting the respect he deserves. There's a lot of talk about him versus Paolo Banchero, and I think those two are kind of neck and neck on each other. I think you would lean Paolo just a bit more right now, just because he is the number one option. He averaged just a little bit more than J-Dub, but I think if J-Dub was on that Orlando Magic team and Paolo was on the Thunder, I think J-Dub without a doubt would have just the same amount of numbers as Paolo. So you guys will have to let me know down below what you think. Where do you think J-Dub ranks? Do you think he's in that 15 to 20 range? Maybe you think he's closer to that top 10, or maybe you think he's just a bit farther out. You guys will have to let me know that down below. But we'll transition to more into some more free agency talk, as in Russell Westbrook, OKC Thunder legend, has still not signed with a team this offseason. And as the offseason goes on and days go by, this week we've seen Westbrook with the video shooting on the yacht. So it's not like he's just not doing anything to improve. So for me, it seems more and more likely each and every day that we might get a OKC reunion with Westbrook. And for me, it would just be a thing where Westbrook is going to be one of those hype guys off the bench. He's going to be one of the big energy guys, leaders on the team. He would obviously be the oldest guy on the team, no doubt. And he would, I mean, you could definitely see him in the regular season getting minutes, and the fans would absolutely love him going out there and getting minutes. It's just, you can't really give him too many minutes, because if you're wanting to develop these guys like Topic, Mitchell, all these guards that you have, because we've talked about it before on how deep the Thunder are at guard positions, if you bring in Westbrook, is he really going to be able to provide that many high-quality minutes? Is he going to be out there as much as he's maybe hoping? And maybe it's a thing where they have to talk to him and be like, we'll bring you back for this veteran minimum. You're not probably going to be playing a lot, but we're going to have you be around there, and hopefully we can bring you that championship and that ring that you've been looking for so long, and what our fans have hoped that Westbrook could be able to get, and that is a ring. So I'm interested to hear what you guys have to think about that. Do you guys think that we should pursue Westbrook just because all the fans love him, everybody will welcome him back, and he would without a doubt be a great energy guy and just be able to help these younger guards like Topic and Mitchell really grow and learn behind one of the all-time great point guards? So you guys will have to let me know if you guys want Westbrook back. I'm totally for it. I mean, why not give Westbrook a ring and let him go off into the sunset as a Thunder and end up with that championship ring? But we'll wrap up this week and video just kind of reviewing the week in general. Throughout the last week, we've learned about all of the City Edition jerseys for the Thunder. We got released that it was a throwback from the 2018-2019 Cherokee Heritage jersey. Now it's more of that dark blue color, which I like a lot. We talked about that. We've also had a bunch of surveys this week talking about MVP favorites, Sixth Man of the Year favorites, and all of that. So if you guys want to catch up on any of that, we've had a bunch of different topics talking about this stuff over the weekend. You can go back and look at those. But that'll be it for me today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button as well. This helps the channel out so much, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.